So here's the book, brand new. You probably haven't even cracked it open yet. And let me show you a couple of things on it. 4th edition. There's the steps. And look at that. There's the sample resumes. So we have, we're going to show it to you. Greg was the IT person I just showed you, one page. Savannah is the young lady who got hired. And then I also have 0343 GS7, Mark Thompson, Sadie Harrison is public health internship. We've got Ann Masters, archives, Amanda, IT specialist. And then in the appendix, we've got full resumes. Amada as a STEM. She's actually in the government at U.S. Cyber Command. I wanted to show one resume for a student that's in the government, and that's it right there, GS. She's a 12 now. Actually, she's a 13. She just left that internship and went into her career. And now here's Sean. He's a budget analyst. He just got hired only like a month ago, GS9. And then Jeremy is intelligence analyst. Greg is going for IT specialist. He got hired. Ann Crane is for health insurance specialist, CMS. Philip Sang is mechanical engineer. And Marisol Mendez is Army National Guard, going to Masters in Public Applied History. So I wanted you to see the samples so you'd see what they are. The samples are very, very important in the book. I'll show you Sean's resume. I coached Sean for this whole thing. He had 3 offers at one time. Yep, he was juggling 3 offers. He turned down 2 finally and kept the one, Department of Labor. So there's his education, Master's in Business Administration. His course is right there. He's 30% more disabled, so, you know, he did well. And there is his university projects for school. We broke them out into little sections. And there's more. And then, look at this. He worked for his family business for a long time, 8 years, in the restaurant business after he got out of the Air Force. He was also doing freelance cartoon work for a long time. He gave that up. And before that, he was in the Air Force. And he has his volunteer experience on here and his certifications. And when I met him, he had a terrible mistake on his resume, and he was very discouraged. He left off and left a blank of 8 years. He left off the restaurant, and he left off the cartoon job. He left a blank, 8 years blank. So I had to get brave and say, Sean, why are you missing 8 years? What were you doing? I don't know. He said, well, I was trying to be a cartoonist, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't succeed, so I quit. And so I wanted to leave that off the resume. I said, oh my gosh, you can't leave it off. You can't leave 7 years off. Oh my goodness. And he got so many referrals and offers by coming out with full truth here. So I love that story. Oh my goodness, it's a true one, I'm telling you. Here's Jeremy. We have all the details of education right there. This is the really biggest difference between the private sector resumes and these, is that we emphasize education in the resumes, and your students and new graduates need to see this. Now we have the ebooks on our website. This book is $10 ebook. They can order it and get it really easy. Here's Greg. Here's the guy you saw a minute ago. He worked for me for the summer, and he wrote the superior qualifications letter, and he got it at step 5, $5,000 more. His resume is very impressive. You know, any new graduate that has a very competitive major could write that superior qualifications letter. I'll show it to you in a minute. So this resume is very good, very complete. Work experience and everything. Here's Ann Crane. This one's a little different. She was hired with one resume. Look at what I did. I put her skills first. And then these are highly technical desired skills for the job she was going for. And then after the skills, I put education. She got hired. CMS, health insurance specialist. There's her courses. So these samples are just very, very important to look at. Philip Sang, he made a really big mistake. His mom hired me to help him with this, and the resume is beautiful. It's that sign behind me. That's his resume right there. I used it in college career fair, and everybody came up and looked at it and said, "What's this?" I said, "This is a federal resume for a new grad. Look at this. I love this resume. I think it's beautiful." So his mother wrote me a note, and she said, "Catherine, something's wrong with Philip's resume. He is not getting referred or best qualified at all. What's wrong?" So I said, "It's not the resume. I know that." So I said, "Philip, send me your username and password. I need to see what you're doing with your applications." And so I went into his account. Oh, my gosh. His questionnaire was, "I don't know anything about this. I do this independently, not supervised." He didn't check off E ever. And I never would have been hired ever. And so as soon as he changed it, like 24 hours later, he was referred and got interview offers at NASA in California. Well, that would have been a good one, really. He should have done that. And then another interview for Corps of Engineers in South Korea, and then another one somewhere. And he got hired and went to South Korea. He's GS-13 today. That questionnaire, the resume is beautiful. And look at all the internships he had. His mom worked for Coast Guard in Hawaii, so she helped him get a lot of internships in Hawaii. He could qualify for GS-9 based on education and 1-year specialized experience because there it is. The kid's been working and going to school and getting great grades. So these samples are all really good. Education is the emphasis. That's the big difference. So if I get a student who comes to me at Resume Place and wants to have help with their resume, we don't write hardly any resumes for students because I don't think we need to. They can do it themselves. So I'll sell a 1-hour consult, which we charge $190 for a consult. So I'll do a consult. You all do it for free because you're part of your work. But I'll do a 1-hour consult, and I'll tell them to get the book, give them the link to buy it, $10, and then I'll give them some instruction on how to expand the resume and, add more content. So I even have Schedule A information in here too. So I just wanted to show you the samples in the book so that you could really see how good they look and how important they are to see. Okay, so now let's go to Usajobs while I'm over here. So I'm going to type in pathways, just to type in pathways. And there's 125 jobs that come up. And we'll do open to the public, 28. What happened? Where's the rest of them? Weird. Oh, look, there's one for Social Security, a GS3. Wow. So that's why you're in high school. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't that be great to start in high school? Get started? That's a great idea. Okay, student trainee, legal, administrative. So this would be a person who would be taking a paralegal major probably. Coast Guard in D.C. They're all very interesting. This one says it's GS5, not to exceed 1 year. Hours can be full-time or part-time based on the participant agreement. Another HR assistant in Michigan, Yuma. GS3 again, look at that. Wow. Phew, it's high school. Budget analyst, CDC, Atlanta, that'd be a good job. Let's see if there's career potential there. This is a job Sean could have applied to. Started GS7 9. Promotion potential, I don't know, I guess not. Now this one is recent grad. So this is for people who have graduated from their educational institution within 2 years or 6 years for a veteran. So this is a recent grad. See appointment type, recent graduate there. And let's look at the specialized experience here. So this is, see, it's a developmental position. Isn't that nice? So you're going to do all this stuff if you get the job. And the requirements are the GS7, these knowledge, skills, and abilities right here. Now, the thing is, a lot of new graduates who are just getting this new job might not have experience in, say, budget systems or registers or automated systems, so they can write about the courses that they took and the, you know, the papers that they worked on and projects. Yes, Pathways is for students who are currently in graduate school. Let's read that again up here. Oh no, these are for completed. The recent grad is for completed, recent graduates who have completed. The internships are while you're still in graduate school. Thanks for asking that. Okay, specialized experience, we do have it, but it's sure is short. Right there. Make sure you have keywords that match those in your courses, papers, and projects, or if you want to go for the 9, you have to make sure you have these words in the resume, same thing. And, you know, so for Philip, he was able to apply for the GS9, 1-year experience and the master's degree. So you have to decide if you have both the education and the experience or just one or the other. Because look, it says or, a combination of experience and graduate education. So he was lucky he was able to do both. Here's what it's all about. Complete 40 hours of informal training, complete 1 year continuous service, and how you be evaluated. Let's see if they have any competencies in here. Yeah. Oh. Wow, look at that. That's good. That's a good list. I'll bet you, like Sean, he had his MBA and was going for budget analyst. He could cover all that. And there they talk about the category rating. The resume should contain sufficient information to demonstrate the possession of these KSAs. I really think that emphasizing education now, and for those that are going back to school, you know, when people send me resumes to review all the time and quote and write and coach and all that, all of them who have a new degree have it at the end of their resume. And I look at the resume and I scroll down to page 4 or whatever, and I'll see MBA 2019 or something like that. And I'll go, oh my God, no, you got to put it at the top. They just don't know. So, you know, you could offer a class, a special class for recent graduates, and I just wish that all of the private sector universities knew about all these jobs, Pathways jobs, that they could send their clients to. I just taught a class for UMBC. I did 1 hour for the students and the career counseling people, and then I did the University of Nebraska also recently. So let's look at this one here that we found, cyber. Look at that. It's the Information Technology Specialist, InfoSec, within the cyber division. Recent grads, 2 or 6 years, 7, 9. Now I want to see what the specialized experience is. I want to see if it's IT-ish or other. Let's look. Because they listed this, let's see, is this the Series 2210? Yeah, there it is. See, they don't have a series for cyber yet. Oh, promotion potential to the 13, yeah, okay. Man, is that ever a good job? Okay, let's look at the specialized experience. I want to see, oh, wait a minute, let's look at the duties. Look at this, it's not IT. It's new security technologies or threats, but it's not IT systems, it's not web, it's not data, it's not IT policy. This announcement, this is too bad for this one, because my young lady will apply for this now that I found this right here. Thank you for finding it. You see that? OPM needs to get with it. let's look at the qualifications and see if it's for IT or not. Let's just see. Okay, you have to complete something. Okay, fine. Veteran, but then, yeah. Okay, these four, there are a lot of IT there. There's a lot of IT. These four competencies have to be covered. And, you could cover these in projects. So our guy, Greg, the resume that's the first one in the appendix, Greg, IT, he could cover these easily. I think they're covered. They're in there. They're there. And then also, oh, look at this. There's so much IT. Look at this. Well, so the duties don't really match this. The duties seem way more cyber-ish than this because the young lady I'm working with doesn't want to do hardware and software updates. And she doesn't want to do network. Well, she could do network monitoring. That's easy. Everybody does that. Researching new solutions for cyber threat. Yeah, they need a new occupational series for this. But that's good. Isn't that clear? Look at that. They numbered it and everything. That's a good announcement. Really good. Oh, there's your majors right there. Yep. That's what they want, 24 credit hours in any of those. So you could even add to the resume that you've got 24 hours. You saw the resume, the way Greg did it. He organized it by computer science, research, applied something. So that was good. Let's see what the questionnaire looks like. So anyway, they did a good job with this announcement. So let's see what Teresa found. It's fun looking at these. Okay, here's the IRS Investigative Analysts. They've got a lot of IRS pathways positions up. Criminal Division, oh, that would be interesting. GS 7-9, recent graduates, you have to be out of school already. Oh my goodness, everywhere in the country. 91 locations? Oh my soul. Tell your friends. Okay, duties. I guess it's just 7-9. Wait a minute, I'm going to see if there's more promotion potential or not. Doesn't say. Oh, it's all right. IRS Forward Recent Graduate Program. And there it is. That's what you get. Oh, you can go to the 11. See, they hide that. Yeah, you got to scroll down to find it, so you can go all the way to the 11. Those are the duties. Okay, let's see if the specialized experience is good. So for the 7, so it's always good if you can qualify on education and 1-year experience. So if you can build your internships and your part-time jobs and your courses and all. I coached a lady yesterday who's a PhD, and she worked on her PhD for a whole year, and she did not have month and year and hours per week in there for her PhD, and she wouldn't have got credit for the time of working on the PhD, and that's work. It's work. So we turn the PhD into a job. Okay, for the 5, that's what you have to do. So they're telling you what's good there. And then education for the 7, that's what you have to emphasize. How you be evaluated. Let's see. Oh my gosh, are they going to have 50 core competencies? No. Only 7. Thank you. Those are actually really good. Thank you. Those are good. You're going to be rated on this. No, I'm telling you, if you don't teach this class and teach people how to read these announcements, they're never going to find this. And you want to get referred? Yeah. Wait. Let's find. I'll see if I can find the link to the questionnaire, how to apply, maybe here. So there it is, IRS Forward. They have something new now called IRS Forward. That's interesting. I just want to see how many questions are in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is insane. I'm telling you, the government's hiring. Now I want to tell you something when I get to the job-related questions. Hold on. Oh my goodness, look at that. Jeez. Okay, here we are. We're at the assessment finally. Wait a minute. Wait. All right, there. So they flipped it, as you can see, or they've disorganized it so you can't choose E. Be careful. What describes your experience with financial records? It's B. It's B, written assessment and refer the information to the appropriate party. Now, listen to this. So your student who's getting their new degree in budget analyst or financial may not have done this. They may not have done analyzed a record for fraudulent activity and wrote a written assessment because they've never done it because they just went to school and they just finished the classes. And so they're going to have a hard time scoring the highest. Okay, right? So if they had a class where they did a project where they were doing forensics practice and they put that in the resume, the title of the course, it could be forensic accounting, could be in that title of the course, and that they did a project where they studied fraudulent activity and wrote a summary and assessment, that's a B. So they still have to try to rate themselves as high as possible on the questionnaires. Oh my gosh. Oh, brother. These questionnaires are really hard for new graduates. So let's just say you got a new student there and they have not identified potential fraud. Well, we all look for potential fraud with our bank accounts. We do that every month, and you see it frequently. So that one they could check off. Records, they might have done that. You know, you do read your documents from the state, you know, automobile stuff. So, yeah, we got that. Bank secrecy data, only if you've had a course in it or something. Fraud with federal tax returns, state, I don't know, I guess you could say it if you've analyzed your tax returns a lot and you're not looking for fraud, but you're looking for being compliant so that you're not fraudulent. Personally reviewed and analyzed to identify potential fraud. So these questionnaires are challenging for new graduates, and that's why when I told you the story about Philip, the engineer, mechanical engineer, he scored himself down all the time and never got an interview or anything, never referred, was really bad. So when he went ahead and thought about his work as an intern and made his questionnaire better, he did a lot better. So it's fun to take a look at these. I'm glad I had you take a look on your own to really get into looking at these. And I'm going to ask you a question here. Will you be advising your new graduates or students more on the pathways positions now that you know about this book and PowerPoint?